6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. What we do here is go back.
Hey everybody, Steven Jensen here with Jessi Davin in audio form once again. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay and hear her okay. Jessi, how you doing today?
Doing good, hanging in there, excited for Double or Nothing. How are y'all?
We're doing good over here. Hopefully y'all are doing good in the chat. I saw Corey already sent a super chat. Thank you so much. He sent $15 like 2 hours ago. Want to read this out? I think he's still in here. He said sending lots of love, prayers, and lots of love, prayers, positive, and healing vibes for you both, Steven and Jessi. Hope it will be a great show. Thank you very much, Corey.
Thank you, Corey. Sorry I'm not typing in the chat. I had to make a last-minute studio change. So
yeah, the dark match pre-show for this one was basically getting Jessi into a spot where we could make this happen, basically. So.
Yeah, I was all comfortable, and then just things in my house decided to yeet themselves off the wall, and it's crazy.
She sent me a picture of her smoke detector is literally hanging out of her ceiling right now, just beeping.
It just popped out. It just literally popped out of my ceiling, like, oh my god! And then just before we went live, it started beeping and saying low battery. Like, I was like, are you serious?
The timing.
Yeah. So it's a beeping and some lady going low battery. It's my smoke detector. So.
There you go. There it was right there. If you happen to hear it. But yeah, that being said, y'all, we're going to be doing AEW Double or Nothing predictions. As always, these are brought to you by WrestleRumble.com. And this is incredible because they are doing a Double or Nothing Pick'em contest. The prize, first place, $500. Sorry, $1,000. $500. That's half the prize. $1,000. You got $100 and $100 for second and third place. So a total of $1,200 on the line. And we're going to be giving away a entry here on the show. The way to enter, we've done these before. If you send any super chats, we'll give you 3. We'll do the random website again, where it like just picks a name. If you send us a super chat of any amount at all, you get your name on there twice. If you send a super chat that's more than $10, like Corey has already, you get your name on there 3 times. If you're in the chat and you want a shot at an entry, just say just put Wrestle Rumble in the chat. Just type the words Wrestle Rumble in the chat, and you'll get 1 entry just for typing that. So we'll take all of those names at the end of the show. We'll put them on a random name generator. The name that pops up is going to get a free entry for the WrestleRumble.com Double or Nothing Pick'em contest. So you got your chance of winning $1,000. And on top of that, we're also going to give that same person 1 free entry into the Great American Belt Bash giveaway. Yeah, this is pretty incredible. They're giving away 5 United States championships. You got the John Cena spinner, the old school U.S. championship from WCW. You got the IWGP U.S. title. You got the current U.S. championship that I believe Apollo holds. I haven't watched the show in a while, but and then you got the kind of the what I consider to be the Eddie Guerrero era U.S. championship, which is kind of the one on the bottom there. So you got all 5 of those on the line. There's going to be 5 different winners, and yeah, literally $1 each. So, or $1 entries for anybody who does it, but we're going to give you a free one. Whoever wins the Wrestle Rumble entry today is going to get a free contest entry for that giveaway as well. So,
I've got Paul and Kogan in the pool.
Thank you, Jessi, for catching that. I see Corey trying to keep up with it for us as well. Thank you, Corey.
Oh, that commentator got fired. He actually got fired.
I saw that. I didn't know much about the situation. But I read a little bit before we went live. Apparently,
Seeing that, I saw that. I was like, oh man.
Apparently, he said something like racist towards Sheeta on the Spanish commentary.
Good for AEW for.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was not cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he said, but obviously it was bad enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't, because I'm very much, when it comes to jokes and context, like that does matter to me, but like this does not seem like one of those kind of situations just from the little bit that I've seen about it. So like, I mean, if this guy's actually saying racist stuff, that is not okay. AEW, good on them for taking care of that. Are you still there, Jessi, or are you muted?
My bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I just want to make sure you're still there. I was like, because it all just went out for a second, but we're still good.
Yeah, I must have hit a button when I was trying to say bye to Corey. I'm a mess.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's all good.
I was saying, wow, that's so good.
So we've got Paul with the Wrestle Rumble. We got Kogan with the Wrestle Rumble. Corey's going to get 3 as of right now because he sent a $15 super chat. And once again, y'all, this is the last time I'll bring it up before we get into the predictions. $3 if you send, 3 possible chances at an entry if you send us $10 or more. I am all over the place too today. If you send any super chat of any amount, you get 2. And if you just say you want a Wrestle Rumble entry, just type the word Wrestle Rumble in the chat. We will give you 1 shot at an entry. We're going to take all those, and then Deshaun Turner with $9.99, we'll count that as a 3. That's very, very close to $10.
Sign me, Don.
Thank you, Deshaun. Yes.
He gets how many?
Sorry, what's that, Jessi?
He gets 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a penny.
Yeah, we're going to give him 3. That's $10. That's, $9.99 is, We'll say
we're not gonna.
We'll say $9.90 or lower because at that point you're just gaming the system. But but yes, thank you to Sean so much for that. And he says 6 and 9 me Don, which Jessi just met as well. That was hilarious when Kenny said that. I was like legit laughing out loud.
Me too. That was very, very silly, funny.
We got Jordan
Okay.
Lassiter with one as well. Thank you, Jordan. And y'all can do that throughout the show. I'll mention it again like halfway through the predictions, just in case some new people trickle in during the show. But what I'll do, just to clarify, anybody who has these entries, we're gonna put it on the screen. Random.org is the website. We just take all the names, however many entries you've accumulated like during the show, and then the winner's name just pops up on the screen, and then we will give you a free entry to the WrestleRumble.com Double or Nothing contest, as well as a free entry to the Great American Bash belt giveaway. That's such a mouthful.
And Paul gets 3.
Paul with 3. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. He's got, yeah. Thank you so much.
And Paul, please feel free to send like a question or a comment or anything like that, because you can, we won't charge you extra for that. Like, since you've already sent us, the super chat, feel free to, if you got a question, you got a prediction, anything you want us to read out on the air, we'll do. I just want to clarify, just so I don't hope nobody feels like we're ripping them off. Like, these are to get your name on a list to possibly win an entry. I just want to make that clear. Like, I feel like I've said it enough times, right? Like, we're totally clear on what this is, right? Okay. We've done this in the past. Just want to make sure I just don't want Paul sending me like $10 and thinking he's getting 3 entries into the game. You know what I mean? At least let us answer a question or something, since you're sending us that.
Yeah, we're so grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Oh, that stupid detector.
Good. Luckily, I don't think anyone can hear it as long as I'm kind of talking, or one of us is talking. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that all said, do you think? I guess before we get into the actual predictions, how do you feel on a scale of like hype level, like 1 to 10? Where are you at heading into Double or Nothing?
10, just because like. If I was saying there was no crowds back, I would say probably like an 8. But because it's going to be like full crowd, I'm going to get a 10. I'm really excited about that. So just to get back to some sense of normalcy, like last night, even though it wasn't truly full capacity, but it was very much, it reminded me of like before the pandemic happened. It just was really cool. It got me kind of emotional too. And it was cool to see like all the familiar faces, like Amy and Tiffany, that were all there. All my friends were there. It is kind of cool to see. I'm really excited to see all my friends that are going to be there for Double or Nothing, and it's just really exciting. So I'm at a full 10.
So are you going to the show live?
No, I can't go.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be able to, but like.
No, I've got RSV, and so does my baby. We've both got RSV.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm not going to get. I mean, we don't have COVID obviously because we're both vaccinated. Well, I'm vaccinated. She's been drinking my anti.
Yeah, your formula.
Yeah, so I'm vaccinated fully, but I don't want to give anyone RSV, especially people that have kids at home. And plus, there's no way I'd be able. I mean, she has a little AEW outfit that's super cute, but I'm not gonna take her to a show like that.
You gotta send me a picture of her rocking AEW.
Right now.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped up too. Like, I wanted to go to this show because it's only like 6 hours from Atlanta, but I have to assume AEW will be coming to Atlanta again soon anyway. So, and I got some buddies who are coming over for the show. Like, there's a lot of interest amongst my friend group usually for the big AEW shows. Like, they don't care about the WWE at all anymore, and like, it's just one of those things where like basically I have like a handful of friends that I see like 4 times a year at this point, and it's just like AEW pay-per-views. They come over, like it's really the only wrestling they watch anymore. It's like these pay-per-views and stuff. So it's a lot of fun to have them over. We're all going to be doing Wrestle Rumble entries to make it a little more interesting. So it'll be a good time. And yeah, my hype level is through the roof. You know, some of these matches, like on paper, there's some hits and some possible misses, which we're going to get through. But the crowd being back and knowing that even if some of these matches on paper don't look like super incredible to me, all of them, they're all going to deliver in the ring because that's what AEW does. Like, they go out there and they deliver. So
yeah, my only worry is I feel like lately AEW is like on their big shows or their big pay-per-views, like one thing has gone like wrong that people just want to hyper focus on with what show was that? Uh was it Revolution? What show was that?
Explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what show that was either, but it was yeah, the end of their last pay-per-view.
Yeah, and then or was it Full Gear?
Was it Full Gear? I get so screwed up on all their pay-per-view names, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I think it was Revolution. But and then with the blood and guts, the whole Jericho falling
Yeah,
out.
Revolution. You're right.
It was the Jericho falling on the cardboard and everything like that. I feel like people like hyper focus on that, so it'll be interesting to see if tonight can. I mean, obviously there's going to be probably like mistakes. Every show, no show is perfect. There's going to be things that'll go awry. And then you had All Out with the Matt Hardy thing. When he like got concussed, I was there for that. So I really hope that AEW has a show where they don't have any big blunders like that. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm sure people will make mountains out of molehills like they always do for any pay-per-view, regardless of company. But it'll be interesting to see if they can truly deliver a full front-to-back, barn burner.
Yeah, and I mean, you're right about that too, because it's like Revolution's a good example. That show was like a 9 out of 10 before they could have just ended the show before the explosion dud, and it would have been like a 9 out of 10 show. And then like they just like it just like dropped it a little bit, and everybody wouldn't shut up about it because of how bad the ending was with that dud explosion. And then the thing with Jericho getting pushed off the War Games or Blood and Guts cage. It's like it's the same thing. Like had the show just like ended. Now, granted, the finish of the match kind of led to that having to happen because of like MJF winning because he was threatening to push Jericho off. So like you had to push him off, like if you're MJF. But the point is, like, even if they would have ended the match differently and didn't do that angle, if it would have just been like then, like boom, the show's over, people would have been like, oh, that was awesome, like what a great ending. But like they had to do that one extra little thing, like you were saying, like that just like, oh, why did you have to add that in? Like, because if you just didn't do that, everyone wouldn't be like, it'd all be positive feedback. This, now, all that said, they know this too. So like, I feel like if they're going to do something or they're going to have some surprises, they know that going in, these cannot be duds. Like, this cannot happen again. So
yeah, because people are not going to spend $50-$60 on a pay-per-view anymore,
Well, I mean that's possible too, and I think that unfortunately when that kind of stuff happens, it turns some people off to watching Dynamite. Like I think some people, I'm not one of them. I watch it every show, and I thought last night's Dynamite was great. The late one on Friday.
Great.
Yeah, it was awesome. So like, but I do know that they're, once again, I don't like to take the ratings into account that much, but I believe the ratings after Revolution dipped quite a bit from where they were like pre-Revolution, and then they built back up, but like it took a couple weeks. And the only thing I could say that could have maybe like attributed to that might have been some fans that watched Revolution and they were like, oh, that finish was so stupid, like I'm just not going to bother on Wednesday. You know what I mean? But then maybe they got him back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say that it got us Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston together, which, I mean, they really did a really good job of correcting that. They kind of just addressed it right away. They did it right.
Yeah, for sure. And it gives Moxley something. I mean, we'll actually talk about that match here in a second, because that'll be like the first main card match we'll talk about actually. Really quickly, let's just go ahead and start getting into these. Serena Deeb and Riho in the pre-show for the NWA Women's title, which I think is actually, that should be a really good match. Like, it's kind of random they just threw that on there, but what do you think about this one? Do you think wins between Deeb and Riho?
I think Serena Deeb wins. But I think it'll be a good match. I mean, Riho puts on really good matches. I mean, the poor girl always gets shit for her size, but she always delivers to me. So I think it'll be fun. I think it's a really good warm-up match for the main card. I mean, it's kind of random, but I mean, if Riho wins it, I would be shocked. That would be very interesting. But I think Deeb keeps it.
Yeah, I think I'd be shocked as well. NWA has, I'll be honest, like their show hasn't been very good lately. I review it for the Weekender. Like there's good talent there, and some of the stuff they're doing is good. But like, if I let me just put it this way, if I wasn't reviewing it weekly, I probably wouldn't be watching it weekly. But
Really.
Serena Deeb like is really a highlight of that to me. Like she's very very good, and she recently came back from injury, so it's good to see her back in the ring. As far as the women's division goes for the NWA right now, what to make a long story short, like they're really dragging out this stuff between Thunder Rosa and Camille, even though they've already wrestled each other and Camille won at their last pay per view. And it's really, really clear that Camille is going to be the one to beat Serena Deeb whenever they wrestle. It's just like being prolonged, and I think it had to do with Deeb being injured. But my point is, I would be shocked, like you just said. I'd be shocked if Riho won, mainly because I think it's really clear that Serena Deeb is going to lose the title to Camille on NWA at some point soon. So, which I think is a smart move, by the way. I think Camille is the right person to get that title from her. I don't know if Jeff Meacham's in the chat still. I saw he subscribed to the channel during the show. What's up, Jeff? One of my good buddies, NoDQ.com fame. Jessi, I know.
Yeah.
Jessi, you told me that No DQ is the first outlet you watched, right, or knew about, really?
Yeah. When I got back into wrestling in like 2014, NoDQ.com, like all their videos were the first videos that I started watching on YouTube. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Jeff's a good dude. And Jeff, I don't know if you're in here still, but Jeff's a big fan of the National Wrestling Alliance, knows about their whole history and everything, more than most people. And let me know if you're still in the chat, dude. Do you think that I'm on track with that? Do you think it's pretty clear that Camille will be the one to beat Deeb for that title soon? Because that's how I feel about it. Moving on, we'll start from kind of the bottom of the card here on the main show. And we were just talking about these guys a second ago. We got the Young Bucks, the team of Matt and Nick Jackson, defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I'm with you, Jessi. I think that, I think the team of Mox and Kingston works really well. I think they're calling the Team Wild thing now.
Oh.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think that might be, and I think it'd be smart if they did. Like, that's, like, you might as well. Especially because people are going to be singing that song super loud on Sunday when they come out to the ring. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be like some Rick Vaughn Major League stuff. I think it's going to be honestly, I think it's going to be one of the best matches of the night. And I know,
yeah,
the Young Bucks really, really deliver on pay-per-view. I mean, they always deliver. They legitimately are probably the most entertaining tag team in the world. And yeah, Moxley and Kingston have done a good job selling this. And what do you think? Like, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks to retain. But what do you think happens here? Do you think the Young Bucks retain, or do you think Moxley gets his hands on that title? Because he really, really seemed like he wanted it last night on Dynamite.
Yeah, I agree with you about the Young Bucks. I'll tell you what, every single time they go out there, when they're like, especially when they're like an opening match, they bring the fire. They get you hyped up for whatever show they're on. And this is going to be a really good match. I think it'll be a lot of fun. My gut tells me that the Young Bucks are going to retain. I wouldn't mind if Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston won the titles, but I don't feel like this feud is over with this match. I don't feel like this concludes anything, even if Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston win. I feel like the Young Bucks are a really good heel team right now. I feel like they're really in their groove with the whole shoes and the whole outfits every week, and just being just assholes every week. I feel like they're really in their element as heels right now. It's really hot, and I really like Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston as like the badass baby faces in this. And like I said, I don't think it's over. I think it continues. But I am going to go with the Young Bucks to retain, just because they're dirty, slimy heels, and they'll find a way to win. Unless they don't, which very well could happen, which is why I love AEW. It's very unpredictable, but even when another outcome is possible, it's another outcome that I will find satisfactory.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, it should be a really good match, and I feel like it's a pretty safe bet for the Young Bucks, but I I do have enough reasonable doubt to think that Mox and Kingston could win. Like, I really do. So that makes it makes it that much more interesting. Like, I really liked the promo last night, like I just said, because I think Moxley did a really, really good job of, like, making it clear that the tag team titles mean something to him and that he wants them. And, like, Kingston's just, like, down to fight with Mox. Like, they're just, like, you know, like, I like this a lot. I'm very, and you know what? Speaking of that, people are gonna call me absolutely crazy. I said this on my show with Doug on Tuesday. This, of all the matches, I know people are gonna say I'm absolutely insane. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most on the whole show. We got.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, we got Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in a tag team match. A big reason why I'm so hyped for this is obviously it's going to be Sting's first actual match in front of fans in 6 years. And I think as long as he can do the Stinger Splash, the Scorpion Deathlock, the Scorpion Death Drop, and throw some punches and kicks, that place is going to be going insane for Sting. So
yeah, absolutely.
And Darby's going to bump all over the place. And you're going to have Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky in the ring just marking out. Like, I can't believe I'm wrestling Sting. Like, they've got to be just going, like Ethan Page and Scorpio have just got to be mind blown that they're about to be wrestling this dude who they both probably watched growing up, you know? So, who do you think wins this one and why, Jessi? Because, I'm pumped up for this one.
Ooh. I mean, I feel like, I'm gonna say Sting and Darby Allin are gonna win just because Sting. And Darby Allin just lost, you know, the TNT Championship. I feel like he needs kind of a pick me up, even though I really do like Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I just don't feel like. I mean, they've talked a lot of smack. They really haven't shown a lot. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is Sting and Darby Allin's like coming out party as a tag team. You know what I mean? And so I feel like this will really establish that. I feel like Darby Allin's just going to kill himself all over the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Honestly, for Sting to be wrestling, it makes me like, you know how I feel about it. You're like super hype.
Oh, I'm opposite of you. Like, yeah.
He's got spaghetti neck. You know, he's got eggshell neck. You know, he's got, you know, noodle neck, and it freaks me out. However, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are probably two people that I feel extremely comfortable with him working with, especially Scorpio Sky. Like, I feel totally confident that it'll be fine. Everything will be good. Ethan Page, I like him. But obviously he's new to AEW, but he's not new to the scene, obviously, clearly. So I'm really, really excited for it. I'm going to go Darby Allin and Sting to win it, just like with a Scorpion Death Drop or something. You know, Sting's gonna hit something and win it with it. It's because it's his first match back. So I'm gonna pick them. Also, I did want to say about the Mox and the Young Bucks match. Renee Young is like about to give birth,
right? So
that could be another indication that maybe not just yet for Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston to win the titles, because I'm sure that he's gonna want to like take a little bit of time off. I mean, maybe not. But she's like literally about to give birth, so within literally any moment she could go into labor.
So that's a good point to bring up, because people are gonna have the same kind of speculation for Cody, which we'll get into as well. That's a good point. Moxley may be away from TV for a little while once that happens. So very, very good point. What's up, Issa? I see you in the chat as well. Say hello to the Roman for me. Yeah, like I said, I'm pumped up for this match. I know there's people that are, like Issa says she's nervous about Sting wrestling. I know you're nervous about it as well. I know there's a lot of people nervous about it. But
yeah.
And this might sound totally insane for me to say, but like, it's like, it's not to like this literal extreme, but this is the mindset. It's like Kirk Cousins said some controversial stuff before the last NFL season, but it was really good quotes, and it had to do with the pandemic and stuff. But like, he was kind of off base with what he was saying, but the mindset is what I appreciated, because he wanted to go out on the football field, and his actual quote was, "If I die, I die." Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm gonna do it. Like I am going like. It's like the Nick Gage mentality. Like Nick Gage literally, I think, wants to die in a wrestling ring. I don't want to see that happen to Sting. That's not what I'm saying. But like my point is like, I think Sting's just at a point in his life where he's like, my WWE run was not how I want to be remembered. I feel good. I'm moving good. I can take bumps. I hadn't wrestled in 6 years. My body's healed up. Like, and not I don't want to, once again, I don't want to see him die, but it's like that mindset is like, you know, I feel like Sting has to feel comfortable enough at a level where he doesn't think anything bad is going to happen, and they're not going to let him do it without being cleared by doctors. So like, you know, I know he's older, but if Daniel Bryan can come back from career-ending brain issues, if Edge can come back from career-ending neck issues after almost a decade, like, I know Sting's a little older, but he hasn't wrestled in 6 years. Like, his body could be, you know, that of an old man, but not, you know, there are older athletes, and he can be very protected. Like, Darby's going to be the one doing all the dangerous stuff. Says as long if Sting goes in there and he hits the ropes or something and like he starts looking sketchy, then I'm with everybody else and I'll say, no, you got to get out of there. Like I don't want to actually see anything bad happen to him, but I think that's the mindset he has, is like this is his chance to prove that the WWE screwed up, you know. So
Yeah.
and I love the mindset. I love that he's willing to do it. We all hope he doesn't get hurt, but he looked really good in that cinematic match they did. I know it was like taped differently, but he looked good in the ring for the parts that they showed. So, I mean, Brian Cage powerbombed him on Dynamite a few months back, and he was fine. You know, like, so, you know, I'm interested to see it. And once again, the crowd's gonna go insane for this match. Once Sting gets in there and starts beating on his chest and stuff, oh my god, I can't wait. So yeah, I'm going to take Sting and Darby Allin to win this one as well. And I will say that Sting gets the win, like you said. It'll either be a Scorpion Deathlock or a Scorpion Death Drop. So, good stuff. Any other thoughts on the Sting and Darby Allin before we move on?
No.
After that, we got the Pinnacle.
Hey, where's the brass ring? I hope the brass ring comes out.
Oh, for Scorpio?
Yeah, I hope he uses that.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Anyways.
And Kogan mentioning he doesn't want to see a repeat of what happened at Night of Champions 2015 with Sting. It was scary. Dude, that was really scary. Like
that was scary as hell. I remember that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Do I want to see that happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there's no reason for me to believe that like that. There's so many things he's done and so much time has passed and so much rehab, and it's just like I don't know, you know, neck injuries are scary though. They are. Like if I was Sting, I don't know if I would be able to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that is a tough decision to make, but I mean, Edge, look at Edge moving around. Like Edge looks like he's in the best shape of his life right now. And that dude wasn't allowed to wrestle for 10 years because of neck problems.
I know. Look at him.
So but anyway, we'll move on. After that, we got the Stadium Stampede match, which is the Pinnacle, the team of MJF, Wardlow, Spears, Wheeler, and Harwood, with Tully Blanchard, taking on the Inner Circle, the team of Jericho, Hager, Guevara, Ortiz, and Santana. The stipulation here is that the Inner Circle has to disband if they lose this match. So, yeah, as far as the prediction goes, I feel like the Pinnacle has to win. And I feel like they have to keep MJF as strong as humanly possible. Like, he cannot be losing at all. I think the only match he's really lost in AEW was the Mox for the title. That's the only one I can remember. So
yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The crowd was like kind of dead by that match, weren't they? If I remember, it was like hot as hell on you guys, like outside. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was so hot.
Yeah. I remember that being a thing. But yeah, so I really feel like the Pinnacle has to win this match. But they're going to pull out all the stops. I think that Sammy's going to do something completely insane. Like what we saw last year when Kenny hit the One-Winged Angel off the, like, from that I don't even know what you call it. From like the stands onto the field, basically. Like
the rafters or whatever.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was awesome. I know.
So I'm interested to see what Sammy jumps off of. And I think Jericho's going to want this group to go out in a big bang. You know, like this is going to be. So once again, my prediction's the Pinnacle, and I know there's also a lot of speculation. Like, will somebody in the inner circle turn, or will they all turn on Jericho and all this? I don't know. Like, what do you think, Jessi? Who do you think wins, and do you think we have any kind of like turn, or do you think the Pinnacle just straight up just beats up the inner circle and gets the win?
Well, I agree with you. Um, I think that the Pinnacle has to win. I feel like the Inner Circle breaking up will, if the rumors are true and they do want Jericho to go full babyface, I feel like that has to happen. And I agree with you that MJF has to look good. He has to look absolutely monstrous and like unstoppable. Um, so I'm gonna agree with you about the Pinnacle winning. I'm really shocked that they decided to do another Stadium Stampede match, especially when they're gonna have like a full crowd. But it makes sense because when you have a big match like that, it's kind of hard to do it, especially when you did the whole blood and guts thing. It's kind of hard to do it in a ring again. Bring it back down to size. So you might as well go big or go home for the big finale. Um, Things I want to see in this match. I want to see Urban Meyer.
Okay.
I want to see Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
I want Trevor Lawrence. We need Jaguar stuff. If you're in the Jaguar Stadium, we need to see Urban Meyer. We need to see the new crew. We gotta see it. I'm sorry. I want to see it. Ohio State fan in me is popping for that. I want to see it. Um, what else do I want to see? Did you see the picture that who was it? Cash or Dak, whatever his name is, posted on Instagram where they're pissing on the end zone.
No, I did not see that. I saw the
Yeah.
picture of the end zone, like
Oh, they
with the
piss on it.
logo. Wow.
Pinnacle's taking a piss on the inner circle end zone.
That's and also I don't want to forget to mention last night on Dynamite, they hit those double pile drivers through the tables. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna pick. I think it'll be fun. I feel like they would not do a Stadium Stampede match unless they had a bunch of stuff planned. I feel like it's gonna be a. I wonder if they filmed it or if they're gonna do it live.
From what I've heard, actually, I think it's going to be part of each. I think it's going to be some pre-tape, but then there's going to be some stuff that's actually out in front of the crowd. So
Okay, cool.
maybe like they'll
That's a
start.
good idea. 'Cause-
Maybe like they'll start the match in like the ring or something, and like somehow fight their way over into like the stadium for like where it's already taped or something. I don't know.
I'm excited for the memes that are gonna come out of this. By the way, I'm super excited for this pay-per-view, and I forgot to mention it. I'm probably gonna start this pay-per-view late because my daughter has a recital at
Oh,
like 6 o'clock p.m. over in far away, so it's gonna, which she might not even do because she may freak out. So
like freak out and not want to do the recital.
yeah, yeah, because she freaked out last time and just stood on stage and cried, and I felt awful.
Oh
But she
yeah,
said so, but I don't want to put her through that again.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's nice that you won't make her do that if she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make her do it.
Um, but yeah, Stadium Stampede. I think we're all on the same page here. Pinnacle most likely to get the win, and yeah, hopefully they just do a bunch of crazy stuff, and it's a really good match. Last year's was really entertaining, and they got kind of a lot to live up to in that one. So we'll see how it goes. And I think that would be really funny if they had like Tebow and Urban Meyer and stuff. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be really funny, and it'd be a good idea. I don't know. I think it's funny. Well, I mean, Urban Meyer was on there with Mike Tyson. Shit, I popped for that
Wait, when was he with Mike Tyson?
when Mike Tyson was on Dynamite. They showed him and Urban Meyer talking.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. That's right. That's cool. Okay, there you go. Moving on, we got Miro defending the AEW TNT title against Lance Archer. Um, what do you feel? How do you feel about this one? Because Miro, I'll say this: I think Miro looked really good in his match with Darby to win the title. Last night, I was kind of preoccupied a little bit during his match with Dante Martin, but from the little bit I saw, it looked like a glorified squash match. So I'm sure they didn't do a whole lot. How do you feel about Miro as champion, and then what do you feel about Miro versus Lance Archer? And Lance Archer is someone who's been very, very protected. Like, I don't think we've seen him wrestle really since the last pay-per-view, and if he has, it hasn't been much. But he doesn't. They just protect him very well. He loses a lot of big matches, but he like kills everyone. He pretty much only loses on pay-per-view when I think about it. Like, he loses big matches on pay-per-view, but kills everybody on Dynamite whenever we see him. So, how do you feel about the matchup, and who do you think wins?
This is a tough one for me. This is a real tough one for me because I want Miro to be able to successfully defend his TNT title. Like, I literally have a zero idea who's going to win this match. But when you think of Lance Archer, you think of power and you think of just like, you know, he's gonna kill you. You know what I mean? And he's had a few losses. Like, I think he lost the tournament, didn't he?
In the finals to Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he lost to like Matt Hardy or something like that. He's had a lot of losses on, like you said, like on the big pay-per-views and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's lost to Darby.
Yeah, and so it's tough because while I want Miro to win, at the same time, it seems like it's Lance Archer's time, and if not now, then when? So this one's really tough for me. I'm gonna go with Lance Archer, even though I don't want to see like a hot potato title. I just feel like I don't know. Like I said, this one like literally for me could go either way, but I'm just gonna go with Lance Archer just to be spicy.
Yeah, it's. I feel the same exact way you do. Like, I'm gonna pick Miro as my prediction, but like, I hate to say it because I have seen glimmers of like brilliance from Miro recently. Like, he is making me change my mind on him. Like, which I've been asking for years. Like, I've said it 1,000 times. Like, the Rusev Day stuff in WWE. That was over, for sure, but Aiden English is what got that over. Like, people don't give him credit for it, but, like, that was his thing that he got over, and then Rusev, like, carried it, and then the company didn't really do much with it, whatever. His AEW run up to this point, I thought was pretty terrible outside of the actual Arcade Anarchy match. Like, I thought the story was terrible, but the actual Arcade Anarchy match was awesome. So, yeah. But you know, his match with Darby was awesome. But yeah, but like, if it's me, I still like if it was just my choice, who would I rather see as the TNT champion, Lance Archer or Miro? It would be Lance Archer 10 out of 10 times. Like, this dude looks like a monster. The dude can wrestle. Like, he's athletic as hell. The dude can do the Undertaker jump over the top rope to the outside, or he can pick you up over his head and throw you over the top rope. He's super believable, and Jake the Snake is a good pairing as his manager, even though Lance Archer's mic skills are actually good enough that I don't think he really needs Jake anymore. I think Jake could maybe move on to somebody else. Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be good. Like, this honestly on paper has the potential to be the worst match of the night or one of the best. Like, it's going to be really, really good or really, really bad in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be like in the middle. Like, either these two aren't going to just mesh well, or they're going to beat the hell out of each other, and it's going to be really entertaining. I hope we get the really entertaining. I have to imagine Miro retains. But like I said, if it was me, I would go with Lance Archer, but I gotta go with Miro. He just won the title. They're really pushing him. I saw he's already supposed to get an AEW action figure, which is like him jumping the line pretty huge, because there's a lot of people that have known the company since day one that still don't have figures. So, like, I think there's a real big push right now for Miro in AEW, and
he was over last night.
Yeah, absolutely was, and I know you can't deny that. You know, I just want to see more out of him. Like, I just want to see more. I'll put it this way: I want to see more consistency out of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Just, you know, and part of my issue with him too is I don't think his mic skills are very good. I think he's good at like getting people kind of fired up because of his intensity on the microphone, but his delivery, it is like a mixture between kind of hard to understand and like which once again, like, I know English isn't his first language. Like, I'm not gonna like knock somebody for that. Just the fact that he knows multiple languages is more impressive than me. Like, I only know English. If someone told me I had to speak Spanish to somebody, it would sound so broken that you would have no idea what I was talking about. But like Miro like he speaks good English. He speaks English well, I should say. But it's still like broken enough that sometimes he sounds goofy. He'll like be yelling about something and it just doesn't sound right to me. So it's like, it's because in comparison, like when he had Lana, for instance, I thought it worked better because she speaks very, very clearly, and like really puts him over as like this monster that doesn't have to do any of the talking. Like he just goes in there and beats people up. I'll do all the talking for him. So, but that said, so like Peter Davis says, Nas' mic skills are great in my opinion, and that's you can have that opinion. That's totally fine. And here's the other thing about Miro. He does a really good job of making a connection with the fans through Twitch and things outside of wrestling. And I respect that a lot. I think that's a reason why he's so over, is because I think a lot of those fans also are like watching him on Twitch and follow his social media. He seems like a great dude. I've run into him in Nashville before. He lives there now. Like, he really seems like a great guy. Like, I am pulling for Miro. I have been for this whole time. I just want to see more consistency. If him and Lance Archer go out there and have one of the best matches of the night, I'll shut up about Miro. I'll you know what I mean? Like, that'll be enough for me.
Speaking of Jake the Snake.
Oh yes, thank you. I missed the super chat.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much, Kogan. I added 2 more of your name into the entry pool. But he says, in honor of his 66th birthday tomorrow, what are your favorite memories of Jake the Snake Roberts? My favorite has got to be his heel run in 1991. Thank you so much. I always enjoyed the snake pit stuff. I thought that was really cool and funny, and I like when he would use the snake and freak people out. Like, didn't he do that to, like, Andre the Giant?
Yeah, so I started watching wrestling in 1994, so it was mainly WCW up until like 96, 97. So my memories of WWF from like that era is all from like me being older and going back and watching. So yeah. So obviously I know about him and like Randy Savage when he like bit his arm, the snake bit his arm and all that stuff. But yeah, what else, Jessi?
Didn't he use the snake to attack Andre the Giant or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
that was good. Like, yeah, like you said, like it's not me. Like I wasn't watching, obviously, because I would have been in 1991. I would have been 3.
Right. Yeah, we're the same age. It's funny to think that. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've always really enjoyed like all the stuff he's doing on AEW now. I enjoy as well too. I think it's good. I think my baby just burped. But yeah, I thought he was a good heel. I really liked him as a heel, obviously, clearly. So, but he's obviously iconic. Doesn't he have a special coming out?
Yes, I think he's gonna be. I think he's either gonna be an episode of the A&E biography or that Hidden Treasure show or whatever they call it.
It's Treasure Show.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be
So maybe
good.
I'll watch back to you, Kogan, because I'm not too familiar with a lot of his stuff because I was a baby. But yeah, I just from the things that I remember from going back and watching it, that segment where he sticks the cobra on Savage is another one. Especially when I found out years later it was it was real.
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
That's honestly
Gross.
The moment that I think of first. Like if I hear the name Jake the Snake, the first thing I think of is him getting Savage to bite him, to have Damien bite him. And then the other thing I always think of, like, I know this isn't a singular moment, but this is something that I definitely would want to say about Jake the Snake, is I always think of the DDT, because he's the one who invented and popularized that move. And and I still think the DDT, just a simple DDT, should always be a finishing move. Like I know it isn't anymore, and some people use it as a finisher, but I think that move is so good and it's so believable. And when Jake the Snake hit it, nobody ever kicked out of it. Like it was such a it was such a simple move that he could hit on anybody. And he was so smart for. I heard that initially it was a mistake. Like, he was going for like a front face lock on somebody and tripped, and they just like fell that way. And he was like, "Oh my god, like this is incredible! Like nobody's doing this move." Just like planting people and his head into the ground like this. So, it was in an era where he wasn't really the biggest guy. It was like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, guys like that, Randy Savage, who wasn't as tall, but really yoked up dude. And all these guys had like, Hogan would do all these power slams and, Savage and stuff, and Warrior, picking people up over his head, gorilla press slams. Well, Jake the Snake wasn't really doing any of that, but he could do a DDT to anybody, no matter what size they were. And I thought it was just the perfect move for him. And yeah, so that's something I always think of when I hear the name Jake the Snake. I think about Randy Savage getting his arm bit, and I think about the DDT, because I honestly think it's one of the best wrestling moves that's ever been created in the history of pro wrestling. So
yeah, I completely agree with you. That's actually really, really good observation. That's actually really, really astute. That's really smart, because you're so right. The DDT essentially is like the perfect finisher.
Yeah, it's a great move. It's a great move.
I mean, it's simple, it's effective, it's brutal, it looks awesome if you do it right. But yeah, I think that's actually really, because I didn't know that he was the one that pioneered it, essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So you learn something new every day. Like I said, I never claimed to be like a wrestling knowledge person, especially from like back in the day. So I really do enjoy like learning new things. So I'm really glad to have learned that today.
Yeah. And like Peter saying in the chat, like he's asking if Jake invented it or popularized it, because a lot of the time what does happen is like these moves will be done in like another country and like they just wind up being like popularized in the U.S. From what I understand, Peter, like I was saying, I've heard the story. Once again, there might have been somebody doing it before and we just didn't know it. But from what I understand, Jake the Snake literally like accidentally invented the move. Like he was going for a front headlock on someone and it just fell the wrong way, and then realized like what he had done and that it would be a great move. So I give him credit because at least according to him, that's how it was invented. But at the absolute very least, he definitely was the one to popularize it. I mean, unquestionably. So.
Wow.
Yes, very cool. Moving on, we got, and thank you very much for the super chat on that, Kogan. Very much appreciated.
It's a very good question, and it was a very good super chat. I enjoyed it.
And also, I'll mention, because we're getting about halfway up the card here, if there's anybody who has joined us a little bit later on in the show, we're doing Wrestle Rumble entry giveaways. They're doing a double or nothing pick'em contest. The winner's going to get $1,000. Second and third both get $100. And we're also going to give away an entry for the Great American Belt Bash giveaway, which is giving away 5 United States Championship replica belts. One winner is going to get an entry to both of these. And the way to possibly win is at the end of the show, we're going to take everybody's name who enters in the chat. I'll tell you how to enter in a second. All the names are going to go on a random name generator that I'm going to put live on the screen. And whenever name pops up on that, you're going to get a free entry for the Wrestle Rumble contest. And you're also going to get a free entry for the American Belt giveaway. So the way to get possible entries, if you give us a super chat that is $10 or more, you get your name gets on the list 3 times. If you give us any super chat of any amount, doesn't matter how much it is, you get 2. And if you just type the words Wrestle Rumble on the comments. Or in the live chat, just type Wrestle Rumble next to your name. You'll get 1 shot at an entry with that.
I'll put in the comments of the video because I won't see that. So.
Yeah. Just in the.
If you want that's good engagement for us, but you're not gonna get an entry. But in the live chat.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that in the live chat. So, like Peter, for instance, I see you in here. If you were just to type Wrestle Rumble, we'd give you. I think he might be on there already. But we're gonna take all those names at the end, no matter how many times you're on there. You're gonna all get on the list. We're gonna hit the button. A name's gonna pop up. You're gonna get an entry for the Wrestle Rumble double or nothing contest and the belt giveaway.
Do you want an entry, Peter? I don't know. He's not on there yet.
Yeah, and Peter, if you want an entry, just type the words Wrestle Rumble in the chat for a shot at one of those contest entries. And once again, $5 or $10 or more.
You don't want to. You don't have to.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, All right, let's move on. We've got a singles match between Adam Hangman Page and Brian Cage. Page versus Cage. Last night, basically, it seemed like, I mean, we've been seeing a tease for a while of Brian Cage potentially leaving Team Taz. It sounds like that's one of the things they're kind of teasing for Double or Nothing is, will Brian Cage come out by himself and fight Hangman one-on-one without the help of Team Taz? Or is he still aligned with them? We saw the two of them wrestle a few weeks ago. Brian Cage surprisingly pinned Hangman. I'd say clean. He did beat him up before the match a little bit, but for the most part, it was a clean win, which people really did not expect to see at the time. So I have to imagine that Hangman gets the win back here, and I think it will be one-on-one, and I think by the end of the night, Brian Cage will not be affiliated with Team Taz anymore, or at the very least, he'll break up with them on Dynamite on Wednesday. But I think this is the end of Brian Cage with Team Taz. I hope he takes that FTW title and throws it in a trash can. They have done nothing with that belt. He has done nothing but lose big matches since he's had that title belt. I think it was just the prop that did not work out for the company. Yeah. Although I do want to see him have it whenever his action figure comes out. Whenever they make a Brian Cage action figure, I hope he comes with the FTW title belt. But on the show, that belt meant nothing. It still means nothing. It's not even on the line in this match. It hasn't been on the line ever, I don't think. Or if it has, it's like been once or something. Just total waste of time, that title belt. Mm-hmm. But I think Hangman wins, and then I think Brian Cage goes on to hopefully bigger and better things outside of Team Taz, maybe doing his own thing. What do you think, Jessi?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, here's what I think Hangman wins. I feel like maybe that, Team Taz costs Brian Cage the victory somehow. Like, they distract him by trying to help him. I don't know, that seems kind of WWE, though, doesn't it? I don't know. Somehow, some way, he loses, and I feel like him losing would, finally make him snap, and it would cause him to leave Team Taz and say, you've done nothing for me but make me lose. This title means nothing. Like you said, he throws it in the trash. He gets all mad and says, I need a new start. I'm on my own. I can do this on my own. I'll be better and do better. And that is how he leaves. So I'm going to say Hangman Page wins. And plus, Hangman Page is, undefeated, isn't he?
Not undefeated. Yeah, he lost to Cage a few weeks ago, but outside of that, I think he's undefeated for the whole year.
Yeah, and I feel like they need to build to him and Kenny. So
yeah, I think that's the long-term play.
Sorry, my baby just crushed my ovary. Oh my god.
I couldn't tell for a second if that was you screaming or your alarm in the background.
No, it went off right after. Oh my god, she was stepping on my stomach. She just stepped right in the wrong place. Oh my god. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Peter Davies, you can do it if you're in the UK still. If you're asking about Wrestle Rumble, we'll put your name on the list for a potential entry at the end of the show. Dylan, what's up, man? Welcome back to the chat.
Dylan.
Good to see you in here, man. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you in here too. I'm excited for the show also. Once again, y'all, I know we're seeing some new names in here. If you want potential Wrestle Rumble entries, just type the words Wrestle Rumble in the chat. We're going to be doing a drawing right at the end of the show to give away a free entry. And if you give a super chat of $10 or more, you get 3 shots at it. Any other number of super chat under $10, you get 2 shots at it. Yeah, so as far as, I feel like Hangman has to win here as well, but him and Kenny, that will happen, and I do think Hangman is going to beat Kenny for the title. I think he's going to be the one to do it, but we're still on a slow build here. The only thing that could possibly fast track it, almost accidentally, is if, and I say accidentally, like AEW knows what they're doing, but if Hangman is constantly the number one contender, the number one ranked guy, or in that top 3, if the rankings truly matter and wins and losses truly matter in AEW, he would have to get a title shot if he keeps winning. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't make sense for Kenny to just be wrestling guys that were ranked lower than him over and over again, if the rankings truly matter. So yeah, that's just one thing they got to kind of figure out. Maybe he beats Brian Cage on this pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view, it's him versus Darby or somebody, like someone else that might be high ranked at the time, and Hangman can keep having these big matches, get big wins. Maybe he beats a guy like Cody or something on pay-per-view. Like you know, like you just keep giving Hangman big wins on pay-per-view, and then hopefully in like half a year from now or something, then like you do Hang, or maybe even at All Out, because that's going to be in Chicago, and like the fans are going to be going nuts for that show. So I don't know. They got a lot of good options, but I think Hangman Page needs to win here, and I think everybody's in agreement with that.
Totally.
And like we've both mentioned, I hope Brian Cage he was a great fit for Team Taz, but like Team Taz is going to be fine anyways. Like they got Hobbs, they've got Hook, who's like going to be the best wrestler of all time according to the internet. We have Ricky Starks, but he's dealing with injury right now. Like Team Taz, they're going to be fine. They'll keep building and stuff like that. And Cage, it'll be interesting to see what he does out on his own.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think he'll do just fine.
Oh yeah, I agree. Super talented. And Peter, we got you with you're gonna get your name on there once. Bill's Mafia are gonna get their name on there once for those Wrestle Rumble raffles at the end here.
Yep, I got you both on there. So
thank you for keeping up with that, Jessi.
No problem.
After that, we've got the Casino Battle Royale. The winner of this match is going to get a future shot at the AEW World Title. And they don't specify when that shot is, but I'm sure we'll figure out soon enough. This is a lot of people I'm about to read off. And the funny thing about this is the first name on the list is like as far as I really need to go. But I think, but we have Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Pentagon, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, both members of Private Party, The Blade, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Preston Vance, a.k.a. 10, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, and a mystery entrant. So I'll ask you two things here, Jessi. Who do you think wins this match? And who do you predict might be the mystery to be announced in this one? Do you think the to be announced winds up winning, or do you think it's a name that I just read out here?
I'm going to say it's going to be Christian Cage that wins. I feel like it has to be him. Yeah, that whole list. I mean, Jungle Boy would be pretty cool, but out of that whole list, I feel like, other than obviously to be announced, who could that be? I'm gonna say Christian Cage. Who do I want to be the to be announced? Bryan Danielson. Duh. I mean, heck. But apparently, according to my husband, the New Japan and the WWE talks are all about Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan wants to go to Japan. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know where he heard that. I don't know if he read The Observer because I do subscribe to it. But I sure as heck would like it to be. Or oh my God, Samoa. But he can't. Samoa Joe can't. Can he?
Does he have a 90? Is he still in the 90 days?
Yeah. Has it been 90 days? No.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I think the obvious choice here is Christian also, like to win the match. I mean, they got to do him and Kenny for the belt. Like they've already teased it. Like they might as well do it. And I think it'll be a really good match. I don't expect Christian to win though, but I think it'll be a really solid match. And like you were saying, the TBA, like I don't think it'll be Bryan Danielson. I think if he was to show up on the show, it'd be like after the main event, like Kenny retains the title and he's talking about being, you know, the best wrestler in the world or something, and then like final countdown hits and Bryan Danielson comes out and the place literally like the roof blows off of the dome that has no roof.
It does have a roof.
Oh, it does have a roof?
Yes, it does have a roof.
Oh, okay, never mind then. So blows the roof off. And
it's like a tarpish roof looking thing.
Gotcha.
Blow the tarp off.
But as far as like who I think realistically might be the I think they call it the Joker card, right? In these things.
Yeah.
There's a couple options that I think might be a little out of the box, but I think would make sense. Because also like I just don't think they debut Daniel Bryan in this battle royal. Like I said, I think it'd be like something bigger. But once again, I mean, I know the winner gets an AEW World Title shot, so at least there is like high stakes in this match. But some names I've thrown out there in the last few days, just this one's really random, but we just haven't seen him in a long time, would be Joe Henning, who was,
Okay.
Curtis Axel in the WWE.
Yeah.
Just because we hadn't seen him in a long time, second generation guy, never really got a fair chance in the WWE. Be interesting to see what he does in AEW if he was to show up there. I've also seen
Yeah.
people saying they want to see him in the NWA, which I think would be a really good fit. Then you've also got Chris Hero. We haven't seen him in a long time, and I mean,
That's a good one.
yeah, and he would fit like a glove in AEW. I mean, he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect for that roster. So those are the two that I think I'm gonna go with as like my like realistic potential. I'm trying to think of there could be someone even on AEW TV potentially that I'm not thinking of. Oh, and there was another scenario. I saw the Las Vegas Fight Shop tweeting this out the other day, which I thought would be the best scenario, I think, but it's pretty unlikely. But because of what we've been seeing on Twitter back and forth between the two, if the Joker card wound up being Matt Cardona, and as he was coming out to the ring, Nick Gage just beats the hell out of him and takes his spot, and then it winds up being Nick Gage in the match.
I
But
love that.
yeah, me too. I mean, I think it's possible Nick Gage shows up on the show too. Like, I don't know if it would necessarily be in this match, but I could see him maybe popping up and attacking Moxley because the two of them have been going back and forth all over the place, like for GCW. So,
That would be spicy.
yeah, there are some risks a little bit with having him involved in the show, like with his his history and everything. But he's a pretty good example of a guy like someone getting another chance and really taking advantage of it and doing great. I mean, the guy's a real inspiration like nowadays, I think, to like a lot of people, which I think is really cool. And with the Dark Side of the Ring being as popular as it is, like this would be a perfect time for him to pop up on AEW. So I think I'd like to see something like that maybe as well. But I think the safe bet is Christian Cage getting the win here.
Yeah.
After that, we got, this is a polarizing one. So it's funny because
Oh yes. Oh wait, before that, we got a super chat.
Thank you, Peter. Good deal.
I've added you twice, Peter, to the entries.
Perfect.
Got two more.
You want to read it out, Jessi?
Sure. It says, it's Peter with a super chat. Thank you so much, Peter. We super duper appreciate it. Super duper much. It says, think Hangman wins title at All Out. Silver and Reynolds do too. And you end All Out with Hangman and Dark Order Celebration. Oh, okay. So they win the tag titles. And Hangman wins the title. And then so you have Hangman and the Dark Order celebrate. That would be good. I like that. That would be neat. I think depending on what they're doing with this Kenny, all the belts, depending on how long that lasts, because the next big one is All Out. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he'll also be doing Slammiversary, or sorry, he'll be doing he'll be doing Against All Odds against Moose, and then Slammiversary is in like July, so it'll probably be maybe. So that I think will be before the next AEW show also.
All Out September, so.
Okay. Yeah.
So. Yeah, so that seems like that's. Unless they, like I said, they go more with it and stuff like that. I feel like that's a good time for Hangman to win. I feel like by then, obviously, more crowds will be back to normal. Because I feel like crowds, we're still getting our sea legs a little bit. You know what I mean? Gotta get used to being back in a crowd and reacting like a crowd. Because that damn Austin Powers chant, which we'll get into, whatever the hell that was. But I think that would be a good scenario, and I feel like the Dark Order does kind of need a pick me up a little bit, especially with what they've been dealing with.
Yeah, I mean that would be a pretty cool ending to a big show. Would be Hangman and the Dark Order celebrating. I think it might be kind of a far fetched idea, Peter, but I think that it's a good one. Like I would definitely mark out for that. I love those Dark Order guys, and like, I mean, I think I know Uno and Grayson wrestled Ethan Page and Scorpio last night. Uno and Grayson, I've been saying it for a long time. Like those guys are a damn good tag team. Like
yes, they are.
Yeah, they could really push the two of them big, I think. I mean, I wouldn't mind them being the tag team champions. I really wouldn't. And then you have Silver and Reynolds, who are a great tag team for like totally different, not totally different reasons. They're great in the ring as well, but they're like they're definitely different than Uno and Grayson. So yeah, I mean, I like the idea, and I think we're all on the same page. Most of us, I think, are on the same page with Hangman being the one to probably dethrone Kenny at some point. So thank you, thank you again, Peter, for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Yeah, so moving on. Like I said, this is a polarizing one. We got Cody Rhodes, who is going to be the American Dream, Cody Rhodes, taking on Anthony Ogogo. And, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who love Cody's recent promos. There's a lot of people who dislike them. There's a lot of people that think that Cody's, like, actually the heel. There's a lot of people that think he's the clear babyface. We know hardly anything about Anthony Ogogo. We know he's a former Olympic boxer who pretty much just punches people in the stomach. But also, I've heard, has like no vision in one of his eyes and has a broken rib right now. So like so we'll see how this goes. I think it's on. Is it on me for the first pick on this one? I think it is. Because I think you had Christian in the last one first. Either way, yeah. I mean, it's obvious who I'm picking. I'm picking Cody. Like, I think that Ogogo could definitely win. I mean, Cody, I think, is the kind of guy who would put over Ogogo and like really try to help build the new star. But I don't know if Ogogo is the right guy to do that with. The verdict is still very out for me on whether or not I like Anthony Ogogo. So I got a Ogogo with Cody Rhodes as my prediction.
Nice.
Yeah, that was right off the dome. You like that?
That was awesome. That was so good. That was so fresh. I love it.
Oh.
That was funny.
Yeah, who do you have, Jessi? What do you think about this feud? Like, do you have a problem with, like... Because obviously, I mean, I'm going to mark out, like, crazy just the fact that he's the American Dream Cody Rhodes. Like, I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not like his promo. I thought it was weird. I thought it was a little tone deaf. I felt like a Senate run. Like, I literally thought he was announcing he was going to, like, run for office or something. I did not like it. In a way, I feel like the whole British versus USA thing is kind of lazy. It's like, we're not fighting. Like, British people and the US people get along pretty dang well from last time I checked. But I get it. They're trying to make it a feud, and I guess they just kind of ran with that because it's the American Dream thing. So I get it. I think it'll be really cool. This would be a really cool night, even though he's doing the American Dream thing to turn heel. They've got to turn Cody heel, I feel. He's got too much heat online. He's got too much heat in general. I feel like they really need to turn him heel. I don't know. Maybe I've just been reading too much on Twitter. But I don't feel like they will turn him heel because he's got the whole reality show coming out.
Yeah.
But like we talked about before with Jon Moxley, Brandy will give birth soon.
Right.
I would assume he's going to take some time off, especially for the birth of his child, if not a little bit longer to get used to having a baby around. As I can tell you, it is hard work. You need more than one person. Single moms, don't know how you do it. All the credit in the world to you. So he's going to lose and fall eventually. Is Anthony Ogogo going to be that person? I don't think so. I'd like to see it. It would be cool. But like you were saying, he's kind of hurt. I don't feel like going on with him while he's hurt is a good idea. So I'm going to go with Cody. But they need to do something with Cody because I don't know. It's just not working.
Yeah, I think that, and I've been saying this for a while, like, I think Cody is, like, he's going to turn heel at some point in the probably pretty near future, but I don't, it's interesting to me, the whole, like, because depending on where you live, Cody in this feud is either the heel or the babyface. It, like, totally depends on where you live or like how you feel about the United States of America. You know what I mean? It's really interesting, because, you know, I don't know. It's really it's hard to explain, because like I'll see the same people. There will be people that like get really happy when it's like so and so from this country versus so and so versus this country, and they might be from the same place. Like let's say you have like a what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a match like recently or from
John Cena and Rusev.
Well, so actually, I'm thinking of like the opposite of that. Like
Oh.
two people from the same country, let's say. Like it just happened on Impact recently with like Josh Alexander and Petey Williams. We'll just say that's not a huge match, but like it's a good matchup. They're both from Canada. The same people that will say like, "Oh, this is awesome to see two Canadians wrestle each other," will also be like, like because that's like a patriotic thing, right? Like you're happy you're seeing two of your countrymen wrestling each other and getting TV time. Like it's like as a Canadian, you're like, oh, this is great. Canadian versus Canadian, I get to see two Canadians against each other. This is awesome. But like,
Yeah.
but like you can't be happy that like Cody's representing America. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I get that. Look, I get we had a terrible president. Like I get that. Like I get that the world hated us during that. I get it. The guy we got in now seems like a much better human being. I'm not going to get political here, but it's one of these things where it's like I'm not gonna sit here and like pretend like I hate America. I'm just not gonna do it. Like there are things about America that I don't agree with. There are, but there are things all over the place that I don't agree with. All over the place. So like for Cody to come out and cut like a pro America promo and be like super over the top like representing America, I don't really have a problem with that. The stuff that I think rubs a lot of people the wrong way is that he's doing that, but then he's also there's like the cultural aspects of it too. Like there's a lot of layers to it, but it depends on who you are. Because like if you like the Jacksonville crowd last night, they loved Cody and they were doing the USA chants. Like there was like a patriotic thing for them. Like they feel like they have their freedom back. Like they're out, they're able to go to a show again. They don't feel like they're stuck at home. They feel like things are getting back to normal, and they're with Cody. But the what's going to happen though is I think the more that Cody keeps leaning into the American dream, because here's the other side. If you're not from America, he's the heel. It's that simple. Because if you dislike America, or you are from the UK, or you are more pro UK than you would be US, then you should be going for Anthony Ogogo. Because like, why would you want Cody to win? Why would you want America to win? Like you're going for your own country. You know what I mean? Like. So,
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that, by the way. Like, and that's another reason, like, in MMA, it happens all the time. It is incredibly common. It happens on every single show, multiple times a show. Somebody from Brazil, the Brazilians all cheer for. Somebody from America, the Americans are cheering for. So half the crowd's going, USA, US, the other half's going, boo, screw USA, we Brazil. Yeah, I mean, that's sports. That's World Cup. Is the World Cup not founded on these things? Like, these are... So it's one of those things where like I get people disliking Cody, but I think it's strange when like Americans are like they can't be happy at all that they're American. Like that's weird to me. Like we still live in a great country, y'all. Like I'm sorry, there are things that are messed up about our country. I agree, but like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I hate living in America. Like let's get real,
I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there's the other stuff with like Cody and like they're in Brandy and like there's him kind of representing like a black community and not being black and all that. Like I get it. There's a lot of layers to this stuff. I totally get it. But it's one of those things where I kind of like what he's doing right now because everyone's talking about him. He's not saying anything that I think is like racist or like xenophobic. He's just supporting his country, and you can decide. Do you like what he's saying, and do you want to cheer?
Do you buy it, or do you think he's lying? That's
Right.
basically kind of what it
Well, and
is.
here's the thing: at the end of the day, I still think he winds up turning heel, and it winds up working even better whenever I don't think he does it on this show. I think maybe he like this happens, and like I think he will go away for a minute to help Brandy out, and I think he will turn heel because. Remember months ago, I was even calling for him to be a part of Pinnacle. Like I've been wanting him to turn for a minute. So it's just one of those things. Like I think ultimately, I think it's smart because right now it's up for you to decide. Is Cody the heel or the face? Is Ogogo the heel or the face? It depends completely on how you feel about certain issues. But at some point, Cody's going to turn on everybody. Like it's not going to matter if you liked him or if you didn't. He's going to be one of the top heels in the company, I think, a few months from now. And he's going to be doing it to get hate. He's going to be trying to get hate however he can. So we'll see. And yeah, like Bill's Mafia agree. Like, see, like the UFC comparison is really the best comparison I can make. It happens literally every show. So has the show been focus group prior to airing?
Yeah, Cody needs to like chill with his like over defending himself because he just eats it online. Like, bro, not everyone's gonna like what you do. You don't have to defend it. Like, you really don't. Like, you're just like
Right.
that whole like in front of a focus group. Like,
wait, so what's Issa talking about? I missed that.
okay, so Cody was defending his promo that he cut, saying that he had performed it in front of a focus group.
Gotcha.
Hate it. And all these, by the way, a bunch of people are like, "Oh, Jessi Davin was on the focus group." No, I wasn't. I don't know what the focus group is. I hated his promo. I did not like it. No shame to Cody or anything like that, but I did not like his promo.
Here's
I
the
thought it
thing,
was weird.
I'll even say like it was because it was all over the place. Like at first I was like I thought he was cutting a heel promo, like I really did, and then like I realized that it wasn't. But like, sorry, what's that, Jessi?
I said, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I literally thought he was running for office.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, because even me, like, being a huge Cody Rhodes fan, you know, like, I was like, I was confused at certain points of it. It's like, why is he even bringing this up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so trust me, like, I wasn't one of those people that thought it was like I loved the promo either. Like, I was weird. I thought it was kind of weird too. There's just kind of more to it, I feel like, but yes. So basically what you're saying is he had practiced this in front of a focus group before he did it live, and like apparently they said it was good, so he did it. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently he's like, all my promos go through a focus group, which I think is just him going to the Nightmare Factory and saying his promo in front of students. But I don't know. I can't speak on it, but yeah. So that's what he said, and it was like kind of cringe. It's like, bro, like, you can just take it out. Like, you're Cody Rhodes. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It really is. We'll see where that all winds up going. I mean, I will be honest though. Like, once again, I'm the biggest Cody Rhodes fan in the world. No one's, I'm very open about that. But like, if you're having to do it in front of a focus group first, do you think maybe it isn't a good idea to begin with? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you think it might be...
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not, I'm just something to maybe think about. Like, if you think it might be, like, you're so unsure if you should do it or not that you're doing it in front of people first to make sure it's okay to do. And then once again, like, who are those people? If they're your students, of course they're gonna, of course they're gonna be like, yeah, this is great.
I'm gonna tell him, bro, maybe you should just sit this one out.
Right, like, no one's gonna say that to him.
I wouldn't say that.
So, and then also you don't know who he's saying that to. Like, is the person are the people in the room more right-leaning politically, or they, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. So, like, you don't...
People.
Yeah, so... That I will say that is interesting. Thank you, Issa, for putting that in the chat, because I actually didn't even know about any of that. So
I didn't know that.
No, Jessi, I usually stay pretty off Twitter for the most of my tweets are pre-scheduled. I do a whole bunch of them at one time, and then I just schedule them throughout the day, so I don't actually have to be on Twitter a whole lot.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. So, anyways. At the end of the day, I've got Cody Rhodes for the match, and you do as well, it sounds like. But it wouldn't surprise either of us if a Go-Go won, because it looks like they're trying to build off of Cody right now, if they can.
Yeah, they could read the room and have a Go-Go win, so.
Yeah. And it would be cool if Cody just straight up turned heel during the match, like made it clear.
That could happen.
Yeah. So, cool. We'll see what happens there. After that, we have the AEW Women's Championship on the line. Hikaru Shida defending the title against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This is one that I know fans are very excited about, as am I. You are first on the predictions for this one, Jessi. Do you think Hikaru Shida, we just saw that ceremony last night. She got a new title belt. Shida has been the champion for, I guess it was over a year because of the ceremony. And Britt Baker, a lot of momentum. In my opinion, the most improved wrestler in AEW since the company started. And that's for the men or the women or, non-binary, whatever. Regardless of gender, I think Britt Baker is the most improved person on the entire AEW roster since it started. Mm-hmm. But who do you think wins this one? Shida retain, or is this Britt Baker's moment?
First of all, I do want to say that the comments by the Spanish announcer against Hikaru Shida were super not cool, and I'm glad that he was fired. Even though I have not been very impressed with Hikaru Shida's run as champion, I feel like it's been very bleh. I do feel like she deserves respect, and I feel like she deserves to be respected and honored as champion, and what he did was super not cool, and I'm glad he's fired. So peace out, good riddance. The trash took itself out.
Yeah. However, and by the way, just not to cut you off, but anyone who listens to our show, we're never sitting here happy that people lose their jobs. But if you're gonna be saying racist stuff, there has to be a consequence, right? So that's why Jessi saying that, it's I feel like that's totally justified, just for what it's worth. Yeah. As people that do not rally behind people getting fired, it's that guy deserved it, straight up. So I'm glad AEW made the right move as well.
Yeah, and so we do, I can be critical of her run, but I'm still going to always respect and support her. She's a good wrestler. But that being said, I feel like Britt Baker has to win this. She's so over. She cut that cool promo last night about being part of the new era. And then, what did she say? It'll go from 316 to DMD. Yeah. And then she dropped the microphone and walked off. She's got to win. She's got to win. And this whole, we can talk about it after we wrap up a little bit, but this whole new era thing is kind of got me hype and wondering what's going on. So, Britt Baker has to win this. I think it'll be a really, really good match. Hikaru Shida is a fantastic wrestler. Britt Baker, like you said, is the most improved AEW wrestler on the roster. Night and day difference. She's fantastic. This will rock. This could be the main event if it wanted to be, but I understand why it's not. But I'm really excited for this. This could steal the show if they want it to.
Yeah, I fully agree. This is just really good stuff. Shida's title run, I'm with you. It hasn't been the most spectacular, but she's been consistent. And sometimes that's all I really ask for. Especially out of a long-term champion. Because part of what makes Shida's title reign, well, not even necessarily for Shida, for Britt, let's say. Part of what's going to make this so great for Britt, because I'm with you, I'm going to take Britt Baker as well. If Britt wins, it isn't her just winning the title, it's her dethroning a long-term champion. The titles, this is how you build titles. This is how you make titles matter. Shida had good matches. It wasn't this over-the-top spectacular title run. I'm with you, but she had consistently good matches. She was a very credible champion for them, and she still is. To this day, she's still the champion. But Britt Baker, I don't want to say this to downplay the importance of any of the other women with AEW, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Britt Baker, in my opinion, is by far the most valuable woman on that roster. And it isn't even close. As far as potential massive actual star, not just within wrestling star, somebody finding out about Britt Baker and being what's she do? She wrestles? I gotta find out. AEW. Okay, I'm gonna watch AEW to watch her. She to me can be a Becky Lynch type star. I really do. I really think that she checks every box you'd want out of a wrestler. She looks great. She's great in the ring. She's fantastic on the microphone. She's got a good character. Her character is the classic her turned up to, volume 11. It's the total package, and she's only getting better. That's the other side of it that's exciting, is I still think she's maybe 70% of the way to where she's going to be one day. She's still got a lot of stuff that she can get better at, and that's like in a good way. Like, she's only going to keep getting better. So, and then it's like she's with Adam Cole, and I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, like who you're married to or who you're with, but I mean, if you're sitting around all day with someone like Adam Cole and you guys wind up talking about wrestling, like, you're going to wind up bouncing some really good ideas off one another. Like, you got a great wrestler and a great wrestler in a house together all the time. You know what I mean? It's like when you hear about these stories of the Clique, how they would be driving from city to city and they would just be talking about wrestling for hours at a time. They were just obsessed with it. I don't necessarily think that Adam Cole and Britt Baker are just sitting around always talking about wrestling, but the times that they do, imagine how great those conversations probably are. And the ideas that Britt probably gets from Adam and the ideas that Adam probably gets from Britt. And I mean, it's like, I think there's a reason that the two of them are attracted to each other. The two of them are both so good at what they do. Like, they're, you know what I mean? It's really cool to see. And Britt Baker, man, her progression has been really, really fun. I hope she gets an action figure soon. I think they're going to announce it this weekend. I hope they do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's clear. I think everybody wants it. Britt Baker should be the next champion. Shida was great for what she needed to do with that title belt, but Britt Baker's going to take this thing to a whole nother level. And if she's the champion and things open up more, and ooh, whoa, that was a loud one. If things open up more, then if we get a possibility of like Deonna Purrazzo coming over from Impact and wrestling Britt Baker for like title versus title or something, like these matches could be so good, and it's really what AEW needs. Like,
sorry.
No, you're good. No, I know you're dealing with that.
All of our fire alarms went off.
But these are the things that you need. This is how to get people to shut up about the AEW women's division not being that good. Like, you get Britt Baker the title. You start bringing people from Impact like Jordan Grace and Deonna Purrazzo into the company, and you have so many options. Like, Chris Statlander is going to be massive for them. I think it's going to take a minute, but like Chris Statlander is really good. She's going to be another one that you're going to have for a long time probably. I mean, you are building, like, Nyla Rose isn't terrible. I give her kind of a hard time, but like, she isn't terrible for what she does in the ring. She serves the purpose pretty well. I just think it really depends on her opponents. But Nyla, she's fine. You know what I mean? Like, Nyla, and you still got Riho, and like they are putting together a good little roster right now. And Britt Baker should be the one to lead that. She really should. So I think we're all in agreement there. I think everyone in the chat probably agrees too. Like, I mean, Britt Baker is just the obvious choice to be the champion right now.
Hold on, we were having issues. I smoked.
No, you're good.
No, don't.
Well, it's just going to keep going off.
Well, just wait.
The first battery.
You did?
I just pulled my.
If you want to mute that real quick, Jessi, I'll keep going through. The main event of the show, we've got a triple threat match.
Anyways, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, good deal. Wait, I just wrapped up on the. Did you have anything to add about Britt Baker?
No.
Okay, perfect. Then we got the heavyweight title match. And once again, last time I'll mention this, y'all, WrestleRumble.com. We're going to be doing the raffle for this. We're going to be talking about this match, maybe talk a little bit more AEW, and then we're going to do the raffle to give away a Wrestle Rumble Double or Nothing contest entry. Winner's going to get $1,000. We're also going to give away an entry to the same person for the Great American Belt Bash giveaway. I keep on saying Great American Bash belt because that's how it should be, but it's the Great American Belt Bash, which is backwards. But for these 5 title belts, we're going to be giving away a free entry to both of those to one person in the chat. The way to do that, you get your name on the list 3 times for a super chat that's $10 or more. A super chat of less than $10 gets your name on there twice. Just saying the words Wrestle Rumble in the live chat there. If you just type the words Wrestle Rumble, you get your name on there once. We're going to pick a winner after the predictions. All right, main event. Kenny Omega defending the AEW World title against Orange Cassidy and Pac in a triple threat match. Man, there's a lot of layers to this one, too. Because, like, Orange Cassidy was over as hell at the show last night.
Oh, my gosh. And him holding that title looked so legit.
Yes. I know. I liked it. I liked it more than I should. I love Orange Cassidy. I've been a fan of his pre-AEW. You know, like I was I'm a very, very big fan, but I'm also very pro, like, Kenny being the champion, Kenny collecting belts, long-term title reign, all that. But I saw him holding that belt last night, the reaction it got, and I was like, ooh, Orange Cassidy is champion. Like, that's not the worst idea. It really isn't. And then you got Pac, who's just an incredibly good in-ring wrestler. I mean, it's just this should be a really good triple threat match. I think it's on me first for this one. I've already pretty much given it away. I think Kenny Omega retains, but I think this is going to be really, really, really damn entertaining, and I think it's going to exceed a lot of people's expectations because the build for this, honestly, I don't think has been great. But last night, I think they did a really good job on the Go Home show. With what we just mentioned with Orange Cassidy and everything. So I'm taking Kenny. What do you think about this matchup, Jessi, and who do you think wins?
I'm taking Kenny as well. Obviously his whole belt thing, it's going to go for a while. Like you said, I completely agree with like literally everything you said. Oh, yeah. Orange Cassidy looked so good with that belt last night. This is going to be real fun. This is going to be such a fun match. Pac, Orange Cassidy, and Kenny Omega all in the ring together. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Match of the year potential, if I do say so myself. But I think at the end of the day, man, Kenny's going to hit that one-winged angel on somebody, and they're going to take the fall. And yeah, I think it's going to be, at the end of the night, I think Kenny Omega is going to be one standing tall with the AEW World Championship.
Hell yeah. I think we're all in agreement there. I wonder if anybody in the chat, just out of curiosity, if you're hearing me say this, or if you want to leave in the comments too afterwards on the replay, like, who do you think's going to win all these matches? And does anyone out there think that Orange Cassidy or Pac may beat Kenny Omega? Because I think that most people feel like Kenny's going to retain, but is there anyone out there that's like really thinking Orange Cassidy's got a really good shot? And I'm not saying that to like be a jerk. Like, I really want to know, like, how well has AEW done on selling you that somebody could beat Kenny? Because I think last night was that really showed a lot in Orange. I really will say. I don't think anybody expects Pac to win because I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. But there's no denying he's an incredible in-ring wrestler. So good stuff there. That's AEW Double or Nothing, y'all.
Yeah.
And Jessi, I saw you just direct messaged me the contest names. So I'm going to hide this screen real quick, and I'm going to open your direct messages, and we will get this going for a free entry into the WrestleRumble.com Double or Nothing Pick'em contest, as well as the Great American Belt Bash. Random.org. I feel like I'm saying orgy. Org. I think this was the website we used last time, wasn't it? Random Draw.
It was like random generator. It go up in the DMs. I think I linked it to you.
Did you put it in the one you just sent me?
No, I didn't. I just gave you the names. But it might be in the
there's
message.
There's something else. Actually,
Look at the Skype chat. Maybe? Let me look.
Random list generator. List randomizer. Yeah, random.org popped up. But I know that wasn't the one we were using because it was something different that you sent me.
Random picker. It's miniwebtool.com.
Miniwebtool. Oh, here we go. Random name picker. There we go. Thank you, Jessi. Got it. Bill's Mafia says he'd say at most a 5% chance Cassidy wins, 94% chance Kenny, 1% Pac. Dude, that's probably about as accurate of odds as you can get.
Yeah, that's very extremely accurate.
So here is the list, y'all. These are all the names. As you can see here, anybody who sent super chats of 10 or more has multiple chances here, and anybody who sent any of the other methods, your names are all here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button here, pick a random name. The winner is going to get this Wrestle Rumble stuff. So good luck to everybody. Here is the winner. The winner is Peter Davies. Congratulations. Peter, to redeem this, all you got to do is, if you're on Twitter, if you're following me or Jessi, I'll reach out to you in direct messages. I just need to know what your Twitter is. So hope we'll give.
Congratulations.
So we'll give you a couple minutes here, Peter, if you're still here, to let me know what your Twitter is. And while we're waiting on that, we can actually go over our sponsors if you want. We can kind of wrap up. Let me, I'm going to hide this for a second again while I get the sponsors ready. But if you want to tell everyone what to do for the channel and all that good stuff while I'm getting it going.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of the chat. We super duper appreciate it. We love our chat. Our chat is such a positive.
Like it up.
Yes.
Yes.
Like it up. Like it up.
Like 10,100 billion, 1,088 likes.
That's right. We want 10,005,188 likes.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible. So please do give this video a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm get more like-minded, amazing people.
And coloring books.
Sure, coloring books too. It gets amazing people in the chat. We love our chat, so we want more.
And
more
don't forget some 100 subscribers in the chat.
Yes, please do subscribe. Consider subscribing if you do like the content that you see. We do love having everybody around.
If you just see the door slam every time I come in, and I'm sorry you heard the fire alarm, which that was kind of.
Thank
yeah,
you.
That was kind of weak.
Yeah, weak.
Yes. So please do give this video a thumbs up if you want. If you liked it.
Like.
Like. Yes.
And don't forget to add 10,000 and unicorn and baby emojis to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Maybe not the baby emojis because that might send the wrong message, but the unicorns are okay. So you can send a unicorn.
Yeah.
Babies and unicorns.
Leave a unicorn emoji in the comments.
And don't forget some babies.
Yeah.
And a picture of your toddler.
No pictures of toddlers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got our sponsors pulled up here. We can start off, of course, WrestleRumble.com. They were a big part of the show today. Peter, let me note this real quick at CRAZY. Sorry, I'm on like multiple screens here. Crazy Pete 315. Crazy Pete. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. As long as you're following me, I'll be able to direct message you. So,
An unicorn emoji and even a heart emoji.
Yeah.
Look.
Thank you, Issa.
Oh, Issa, spamming the unicorns. Well, there you go. Appreciate that.
Oh, look at those emojis. They're me.
Wait, Bill's Mafia, how do you do the dab? That's a cool one. There's like a dab emoji in there. I think that's what he's doing. The little yellow guy. Well, anyways, y'all, WrestleRumble.com, they've been great to us. We, of course, gave away that entry to Peter Davies. And if you want to get in on the contest, you can join at WrestleRumble.com. Double or Nothing Pick'em contest entries. You can get 1 entry for 10, 3 entries for 20, or 5 entries for 30. And the belt giveaway is only $1. If you want to join, I highly recommend it. First place is going to get $1,000 for the Double or Nothing Pick'em contest. Second and third are both going to get $100. And then the American Belt, Great American Belt Bash giveaway, of course, 5 different replica United States Championships are up for grabs. So make sure to join those contests, join the raffle, and make sure to follow Wrestle Rumble on Twitter at Wrestle Rumble. Also, shout out to Music City Toys and Collectibles. I have a Dan Severn signed glove to give away soon, so stay tuned for that. That was courtesy of Music City Toys. And these people are great, man. They're good people that do fair business, and they have autographs, they have memorabilia, they have action figures, they have everything you can think of, old magazines and everything. Pro wrestling related. They have some other stuff like, sports stuff, and they got like some like Ninja Turtle stuff and a little bit of everything, but they're mainly known for their pro wrestling. And And yeah, I can't say enough good things about them. Check out their retail location at 101 West Main Street in Waterton, Tennessee. It's Waterton. I guess I always get that mixed up. Waterton or Watertown. But it's 101 West Main Street in Waterton, Tennessee. And yeah, support them because they support us. Great people, and I promise you, you will not regret it if you start doing business with Music City Toys and Collectibles. And they also do claim sales on their Facebook, like live sales where you can buy stuff. They go through their store and their warehouse and stuff, and you can buy stuff right off YouTube or right off Facebook Live from them. It's awesome. And lastly, got my brother Brian Jensen. He is a owner at Steel Boxing and Athletics, which is a gym out of Atlanta, Georgia. He helps with Parkinson's foundations and people of all needs. Like if you're looking to get in better shape, learn how to throw hands, if you want to just, know some self-defense, even if you want to, compete at an amateur level or a pro level in boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Or even if you have neurological issue, if you have MS or Parkinson's or anything like that, Brian specialized in a wide range to help people of all sizes, all athletic ability. Doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what your race is, doesn't matter what your sex is, none of this matters. Brian can help you reach your goals. The best way to get in touch with him is on Instagram. Follow him at BoxingATL, BoxingATL. He can help you anywhere in the world. He does a lot of remote stuff through Zoom calls, Skype sessions, and all that. But if you're anywhere near the Atlanta, Georgia area, he can help you in person. You can meet him at his gym. He can meet you at your business, in a park, at your house, whatever it is. He'll make it happen, reach your goals. Once again, follow Brian Jensen on Instagram at BoxingATL. And the last thing I am going to pull up real quick, just so everybody knows, independentwrestling.tv. If you want to check it out, use code FIGHTTALK on iwtv.live or independentwrestling.tv. And that'll basically that'll really help support the podcast. It helps me, Jessi, Mose, Doug, anybody you hear on the Fight Talk podcast feed. It helps us out to use that code. Once again, it's Fight Talk, all as one word with no spaces, on independentwrestling.tv or iwtv.live. The amount of stuff they have on this site is absolutely incredible. Like just to give y'all an example of how much stuff you can watch on this platform. These are all companies that have multiple shows, right? I mean, this can take me forever to scroll. Look at all these companies. I mean, this is like, I mean, these are all companies. I mean, it's insane. I haven't even hit the bottom of the list yet. Like, that's what you get out of independentwrestling.tv. So check it out. It's only $10 a month, and if you use my code, it helps me out a ton. So that's everything I've got. And then on Twitter, I'm afraid to open that because that's probably my direct messages. Let me switch that. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at FightTalk_. I keep everything updated there. All the stuff I do on YouTube, all the audio stuff, all the stuff I do for Fightful. Check out the Weekender, FightfulSelect.com, all that good stuff. MMA watch-alongs for Fightful starting up soon in June. So all that going on. And then, of course, you got Jessi. And Jessi, if you want to tell them a little bit more about where to find you at, I got you pulled up here.
Of course. Sorry, ignore the baby going. She's like trying to eat my hand because she's teething. You can find me on Twitter at Jessi the Buckeye. It's on your screen below the picture of me. And and you can also find me on OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. Doing my best to get back into that. It's been difficult with the baby and everything and the kids being around, especially with the summer coming up, but hopefully my husband will have a lot more time to watch them so I can get on my OnlyFans. So onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. If you want to DM me, that's the only way you're going to be able to reach me privately, because my Instagram's private, my Facebook's private, and I don't like Twitter. Whoa, yeah, I know. I don't like Twitter DMs. So, onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. Also, if you ever order Papa John's Pizza, I know summer's coming up. Papa John's Pizza, I have a code for 25% off. It's Jessi25, Jessi25. That's 25% off your entire Papa John's Pizza order. You can use that up to the end of the year. You can use it up to 100 times.
I don't know.
Almost. I'm almost done. Jeez. having 2 kids is tough.
Use the Papa
But,
John's code, y'all.
yeah.
I use it all the time. Whenever I get Papa John's, I use that code every time I get it. So do that.
I just used it recently because my daughter said she wanted Papa John's pizza. She literally specified which brand. I was like, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's the best way to contact me. And obviously on the YouTube channel, just subscribe and like. So, yeah. And I hope everyone enjoys Double or Nothing. And I hope everyone has a good Memorial Day weekend and all of that. Safe travels. Everything.
Yeah, same here. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope everyone enjoys Double or Nothing. And unless you got anything left, Jessi, we'll get on out of here.
Yep. All right. See y'all. Bye.
See ya.